Right now, nearly half of all South African voters feel completely disconnected from the country's traditional political parties. They look at the legacy options and see a system that has stopped working for them. This frustration comes down to a lack of economic opportunities. With youth unemployment sitting at 46%, millions of capable young people are being left out of the workforce entirely. As we look toward the 2026 elections, it helps to shift our perspective. Instead of picking between the same old politicians, imagine you are the hiring manager, deciding whether to bring in a disruptive startup to replace a failing monopoly. For a city to actually function, it doesn't need historical slogans. It needs a professional, operational reset, someone focused on fixing the pipes and balancing the books rather than debating ideology. The person leading this political startup is Herman Mashaba. He built a successful business career before entering politics, and eventually left the established parties to build a new organization called ActionSA. Instead of just guessing what voters wanted, ActionSA treated their launch like a massive market research project. In 2019, they conducted the People's Dialogue, surveying over 2 million citizens to identify the country's biggest problems. The results were clear. People were tired of political favors and government jobs being given to party loyalists. They demanded strict accountability and safer streets and a government that actually follows the law. Because their entire plan is based on these direct conversations, ActionSA focuses on practical service delivery, the real things that actually impact your daily life, rather than abstract political theories. One of their main goals is to change how the economy creates jobs. They argue that the current empowerment laws have mostly helped a small group of well-connected people, while leaving most workers behind. Their alternative is called the Opportunity Fund. Instead of complicated compliance deals, large companies would pay a flat 5% tax on their profits directly into this fund to support the whole community. That money is then poured back into 3 specific areas: student bursaries for university, loans to help small local businesses grow, and building modern infrastructure in neighborhoods that have been ignored for decades. For graduates struggling to find their first role, they propose a voluntary year of service. The city would pay a monthly stipend to young people to help maintain their communities, giving them the work experience they need to build a resume. They also want to turn the current social grant into a monthly financial head start. Think of this stimulus as a prepaid travel and data card for your career, covering the costs of getting to interviews or looking for jobs online. This entire platform is designed to shift the focus from passive welfare to actively helping young people climb the economic ladder. We can see this approach in action in the city of Tshwane. ActionSA took over the mayoral office there recently, using the city as a live test to prove they can actually manage a massive metropolitan government. The new administration introduced a 100-day action plan and a public performance tracker. It's like a digital report card that lets residents see exactly how much work the city is getting done in real time. This tracker shows some significant wins. They repaired 21,000 streetlights, bringing the success rate up to 99.7%, and almost entirely cleared the city's massive backlog of potholes. The dashboard also tracks the city's liquidity ratio, which is really just a measure of whether the city has enough cash to pay its bills on time. You can see that line doubling as they became more financially stable. The results in Tshwane are intended to be proof that ActionSA has the technical skills to fix the physical streets while also managing a complex budget. But like any ambitious startup, there is fine print that voters need to consider before they buy into the vision. For instance, while the party was founded on the idea of removing the old establishment, they ended up teaming up with those same politicians in Tshwane just to secure the leadership of the city. There is also the issue of how the party is run. Right now, it's a very centralized organization, where the top leaders are appointed by the president rather than being democratically elected by the members. Their tough-on-crime stance has also led to controversy. One of their mayoral candidates even faced a trial for assault after aggressive anti-drug raids that critics say went too far outside the law. This points to a potential risk. A party focused on fast, visible results might sometimes bypass the standard democratic rules to get things done. As the 2026 elections approach, ActionSA is launching the Big Green umbrella. This is a strategy to absorb small, local parties into their own brand. The goal is to shorten those comically long ballot papers and give voters a single, unified alternative to the parties that have dominated the country since 1994. The ultimate choice for voters is weighing this data-driven service delivery against the reality of these messy political compromises. In 2026, you are the hiring manager. You have to decide if firing the career politicians and hiring the disruptors is the right move for your city.